Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with the Chef. My name is Paul Krawick, and today I have a special guest with me today. I have Kelsey, who is going to learn how to make a fire roasted tomato soup with grilled cheese. It's a wonderful winter dish, and I understand that it's one of your favorites?
It is. Thanks for having me here today, Chef. I'm very excited to learn how to make this.
Excellent, and I'm excited to be able to teach you. You know, we do these every month, and oftentimes it's stuff that you normally wouldn't do in your house, or it's more complicated. I think this is a wonderful recipe. It's, you know, the weather's it's the time of the year where it tastes really good. So let's get started.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with tomatoes. Have a tomato. So these are from the garden. Like, you see, this one's still a little soft. It's like, this is something that you wouldn't use in a salad or sandwich, but it's great for soup. This is the time of year where I'm sure you have a bunch of tomatoes in your garden that are gonna go bad. So I'm gonna show you what to do. We're gonna cut these in half. We're gonna place them in here. If you wanna get going, we're gonna grill these up. Take about 8 minutes. And then we'll continue with the rest of the process. So if you wanna start that.
Sure.
I'm gonna add a little olive oil in here. Just don't cut yourself. So what I have here, so the recipe is actually very simple. It's tomatoes. I have onions, garlic, there's fresh basil. I add some goat cheese, just because goat cheese is wonderful, and who doesn't love goat cheese? And then there's a little bit of heavy cream and chipotle peppers. So it gives it a little bit of spice. You can adjust that amount depending upon if you like spice or not. Some people do, some people don't. So we're gonna take these, we're gonna throw them on the grill for, like I said, about 8 minutes. And then we'll get back to you right after that. So we have our grilled tomatoes. And as a reminder, like I said, all we did was we tossed them in a little olive oil. We seasoned with some salt and pepper, and maybe 4 or 5 minutes on each side. So we're gonna start with the rest of the soup. And this is where you come in. I'm gonna toss in this is olive oil. You're gonna add the onions and the garlic. And I will chop up the tomatoes while you're doing that. So go right ahead, just jump right in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to saute these maybe 5 or so minutes until they become translucent. And the onions I prefer to use are Vidalia. It is a sweeter onion. But again, if you want to use, you know, a Spanish onion, Bermuda onion, it'll work just as fine. So like I said, this is going to go just a few minutes. All I'm doing is I'm just kind of rough chopping these tomatoes. We're going to add these to the mixture. We have our onions and our garlic, which are a bit caramelized, a little bit translucent. This is the perfect stage you want to add your tomatoes. So if you want to go right ahead, just dump them all in. Just be careful not to. Yep, that works. Perfect. And then I'm going to add chicken stock.
Now, is there a way to make this recipe vegetarian?
There absolutely is. I would, if you want to go strictly vegetarian, you can omit the cream and the goat cheese, and obviously use a vegetable stock instead of a chicken stock. The cheese and cream give it a different element at the end, but it's a very good base recipe, and it'll be fine either way. So we're going to bring this back to a boil. We're going to simmer this for 20-25 minutes. We really want to cook down the tomatoes. We want to get the flavors infused. And we want to add the chipotle peppers before we do all that. So you want to add the chipotle peppers.
Sure. What are chipotle peppers?
Chipotle peppers, I'm glad you asked. The chipotle peppers are a smoked jalapeno. So I enjoy using them because they give it a little bit of that smokiness to it. And it has great spice, but good flavor.
Is there an alternative to the chipotle peppers?
Yes. Red pepper flake is used often, but you want to be careful with that, only because red pepper flake, because it's a dry product, it will taste good in the beginning, but then if you're going to use this, if you're going to reheat it tomorrow, it's going to sit and it's really going to get stronger. Whereas a chipotle, because it is a wet product, pretty much all the heat that's in it today will still be there tomorrow. It doesn't grow. But either way, so I mean, it's always best to add a little bit and then go heavier. So if you want to add that. So like I said, this is gonna simmer about 25 minutes. We're gonna come back, we're gonna blend it up. We'll add the rest of our ingredients. But in the interim, we're gonna go and make the grilled cheese sandwich, which is that's the best part of it. So while our soup is simmering, like I said, about 20-25 minutes, we're gonna make a simple grilled cheese, like simple with a little kick. What I like to use is, this is a nice country loaf that we serve here in Octagon restaurant. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna toss in a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna grill it off. I'm gonna bring it back, we're gonna rub it with some garlic, add the cheese to it and into the oven. We have our grilled bread. Yummy, grilled bread. And again, if you don't have a grill at home or you don't want to go out in the middle of winter and turn on the grill just to grill some bread, just doing it in a toaster oven is fine, that works just as good. But what I like to do is I like to add a little garlic. So I'm taking a garlic clove, and you can actually do this, Kelsey, is just kind of rub it on there. You're getting the garlic oils into it.
Okay.
And the actual inspiration behind that, there's always an inspiration behind everything we do in the kitchen. There has to be, otherwise it won't taste good. So when I was a kid, my dad, we used to get this really good sourdough loaf. My dad would have us toast it and then he'd rub it with the garlic. And it was the most wonderful thing in the world. So that's the inspiration from my dad. And the soup was actually an inspiration from a good friend of mine who made this wonderful tomato soup that just, it always stayed with me. So this is my version of it. It's probably not as good as the original one, but I think it's really good though. All right, so are we done?
Yeah.
Excellent. So we're gonna take our cheese.
What kind of cheese are we using?
Today I am using, this is a smoked cheddar, and this is a Munster cheese. Again, it's cheese of your choice. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna toss it into our toaster oven. Five minutes, it'll be done. Now that our mixture is blended, I'm gonna add, this is heavy cream, and we're gonna add goat cheese. And again, if you don't like goat cheese, it's fine, you don't have to add it. I just like it, it adds a nice element to the overall soup. Kelsey's gonna blend this in a second, but first, we're gonna talk about an immersion blender. Immersion blenders are such a wonderful product I think every home cook should have.
Why is that?
It's very versatile. I mean, obviously not just for this application, but you know, I mean, blending anything, making smoothies, making whipped cream. It's such a great tool, and I find it a lot safer and a lot easier than a regular stand mixer. Which obviously, if you don't have one of these, you can use a stand mixer. Sometimes with the stand mixer, when you're using a hot product, and I've seen it, trust me, I've seen it before, where people turn on high, or they don't really realize it's on high, and they hit the on switch, and it goes straight through the top and all over their face and the ceiling, and so we want to avoid that, definitely. So you're gonna blend this up now.
Okay.
Maybe 5-10 seconds. Now that we've added our cream and our goat cheese, we brought this back to a simmer just for a few minutes, just to kind of incorporate all the ingredients. I finished it off with a little fresh basil, and then we're gonna enjoy it. And Kelsey is going to finish the grilled cheese sandwich. So here, we have the completed dish. What do you think?
Looks delicious.
You think it's something you could do at your house?
I could.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was simple enough. You know, like I said, you know, I had some extra steps here with the grill and that and stuff, but you don't have to go through all that. You can still get a very similar product.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna try it at home.
Excellent. Thank you for watching another great episode of Cooking with the Chef. If you like what you saw here, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, tell your friends, and hope to see you here for dinner. Have a great day.